You just realized that you needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people that you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results. How fast is Indeed? Well, in the minute I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/BWN. Just go to Indeed.com/BWN right now and support our show by saying that you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/BWN. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Hello, Mavs fans. Welcome to Pod Mavericks Group Therapy. I am Kirk Henderson, hanging out here after Josh Bowe and I just finished talking. Thank you so much for hanging out still. If you have takes and you want to join and actually share those takes, this is the show for you. I am going to attempt to try to do more of these as the year goes on. I always say that, but then life keeps getting in the way. It's a challenge, and I just need to suck it up and do more, because if I talk a big game about caring about this community, I actually need to shut up or put up or shut up. We already have 3 people waiting to talk, so we're just going to go right to it. But if you are listening on the audio stream a little later, if you join the Pod Mavericks YouTube page and, click subscribe and click on the bell and that sort of thing, you can actually get notifications for when we go live. We value your contributions. All my bullshit takes don't really matter. I get mad at people in the comments, but if you guys who are watching me during the show, very rarely does I don't actually get that mad. So if you want to come yell at me, it could be a good time to be had for all. We're coming up first is Zach. Zach, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
What's going on, Kurt?
Having a drink, to be quite honest. But tell me what you're thinking tonight.
It was a real good game. It was close close towards the end. I don't understand what I think my connection may have skipped a couple times. Let me know if it does. But I don't know what happened to PJ tonight. That was the worst game I ever seen him play. I knew somebody was gonna have to come along with Kyrie for this game to be interesting, and Clay finally woke up. And I don't know, man. I think if you drop AD and Lively and Gafford on this team, I think this will be a completely different game. I was listening to you with Josh. I know it's pretty hard losing Luka, man. I feel the same way. I'm still trying to get past it and everything. I don't know if it'll get any better, but for the Luka fans out there, I do think Luka will finally win an MVP now that he's with the Lakers. He's a media darling now. So
isn't that so annoying? I think that's why I'm so whiny when I get in my emo mood, where it's every other NBA Instagram post is something praising him. And I'm like, weren't y'all just kicking the shit out of my guy? That's painful. That's a good take.
Just watch the entire last year.
I got to say, I think you're correct about the vision of the team. And this is why I wish these guys were healthy, because I think there's some actual, if they have one functioning center tonight that's not Dwight Powell, poor guy got clocked tonight. But it's if AD or even Daniel Gafford is playing, I think the Mavericks win this game. I really do. I was not that impressed by the Lakers.
at all. I agree with Josh. I said, dang, man, they should just watch the finals tape and just stay home on Luka. I mean, he obviously didn't have his legs, and so yeah. But on the kid thing, man, the only reason I don't want to well, I understand what you're saying about him knowing, but I'm like, why would Jason Kidd co-sign something like that? Other than him wanting to keep his job, it just had to be.
I think he really believes in Anthony Davis. Like I think coaches so value what they know, and Anthony Davis. That like the whole, I've done a disservice to Anthony Davis in my time talking about him, where I've kind of inadvertently been disrespectful to a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like he's that good. I think the question becomes is, does he have the legs to withstand a full NBA season and playoff run? And you're just taking a high gamble there. But he's outstanding. And I think Kidd really did. Like, do you remember when the Mavericks signed JaVale McGee?
I do.
That was a Kidd signing. Like, that was like, he's like, I know him. I like him. And Anthony Davis is like that times 10 million. It's just a guy he believes in. And there is value to that.
Over Luka, though?
I know. I'm trying to rationalize it in my brain because, I felt like Kidd didn't do much coaching between when Luka got hurt and when Anthony Davis started. And then you're watching that Rockets game and I don't, at least, did you happen to watch the Rockets game when Anthony Davis got hurt?
Yeah, I watched that whole game. Yeah.
They were running shit I've never seen before. Like they were looking, it was like, this is like real. This is the stuff the kid can do when he gives a shit. It was fun to watch. And I see the vision and I really wish we could see it through. And I don't think we're going to get to this season.
I do think we'll make a better run than the Lakers. If that makes, gives anything
take.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I had. But yeah, man, we're just going to have to keep coping and just give it time.
That's a great way. Zach, thank you so much for kicking off the show, okay?
Thanks, Kurt.
All right, talk soon. All right, coming up next, my man Leo. Leo, what's going on, brother?
Hi. Hope everyone enjoyed that game, Luka fan or not.
I've had worse ways to spend a Tuesday night.
I will say for people who are joining the podcast or listen to it, please give Playback a chance. I don't think I'd be watching Mavs games anymore.
I say so much shit. I'm going to get in so much trouble, man. I can't have more people listen to that. That's where I say all my real takes.
But it's good. Like, it's a really nice place to watch games.
It is fun to watch games with friends. Yeah, it feels like watching games with your buddies.
Like, David's fun in there. Roby will come up, and it's a nice place to watch games. And
yeah.
Whenever you were talking the podcast time about you don't double team Luka, the visceral reaction of you and David whenever they double team Luka at the end of the fourth quarter with Max locking him up to an open three LeBron is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but the funniest reaction. Just straight up. I just want to say, hope everyone's having a good night, and to anyone telling other people to get over this, fuck off, dickheads.
Look. I wish people wouldn't say that to me. I do understand the inclination because it's like, we're not making a change. This is tough.
It's not, but whenever you force, like, how many times do you tell someone, like, don't do this and they immediately do it? Like, you're consistently giving someone a reason to not want to move on. You're just like, I'm a spiteful person. Why would you tell me not to do something?
I have an 8-year-old child. Most of what comes out of my mouth gets ignored. And so this is just kind of my life. It's just the constant feedback of people telling me in various ways to shut the fuck up. All right, Leo, thanks for kicking us off.
Goodbye.
All right, later, buddy. All right, Brian, what's the word?
The word is I'm about to have a drink with you.
I really wasn't gonna. I've been on a good kick. I've lost like 14 pounds. And the past couple of days, I've just needed the beverage.
Yeah, I've been sitting on this one. And it's just, I figured, why not? Tonight's a good enough night. And it turned out to not even like really be super needed. Like the game was awful in the first half. It turned out to be a decent one in the end, but I don't Dude, I don't have any take. Like PJ played the worst scoring game I think he's played in his career, definitely since he got to Dallas.
Do we
There's
have any
not much
Dante
to take
Exum
away.
news? Did he survive the LeBron James car accident?
I just want to know if he actually lost a tooth or not, because like it definitely looked like he got hit. But I I think he'll be fine. I haven't seen anything come out from like Grant or like McMahon or anybody like that. So, excuse me, maybe something's coming. But yeah, dude, it wouldn't it be funny? We lost like our only other point guard on the roster.
I mean, so for anybody that's listening the next day and may not know, if he didn't follow the game, he didn't stay up late. Dante Exum challenges LeBron like 2011 Tyson Chandler. We're talking like pure, unadulterated verticality. He got up higher than LeBron. LeBron collides with him and elbows him, and like poor Dante went fucking flying. And LeBron is like a red oak or a sequoia who doesn't. It's like a gnat running into an elephant, and
It
he
looked
didn't
like
even. He was like, "Huh? That guy hit me."
like you know when Bugs Bunny would draw the fake railroad on the side of the brick wall or whatever and run through it, and then the next Elmer Fudd would come like right after him and just smack right into the. That's what it looked like. He smacked right into him and
Our
bounced.
chat is kind of dinging him for this, and I'll just say like it felt like the equivalent of an uppercut, where because LeBron went into him going up, and so he got like boom, and there's got to be some element. Yeah, Bill says maybe he was concussed, and it just it was. Ooh, ugh.
Yeah, I think it was all like incidental contact. I will say it was funny that that was like the second or third person I think this game that LeBron elbowed on a drive because he got PJ pretty good early on.
Whoop! My bad. Pressed a button.
Oh.
That was my fault.
All good. Yeah, so it was funny that it went that way, but hopefully he's okay. And just like long term looking, like I just
Yeah.
look, man, I hate to do this to Zach because he just came up here. Dude, put that copium away, man. This team not doing nothing to the Lakers because we're not gonna see the Lakers in the playoffs because we're not going to the playoffs.
I don't
None of
think
our
I could
bigs are gonna be
handle.
back in town.
I couldn't handle that.
I'm Kirk. I'm rooting for it because I know it's gonna happen. So like, let's lose these games and just go ahead and get out. Like you said,
I mean,
by the time we get to like the March 6th evaluation period for Lively and AD, let's just go ahead and be around.
have I
500,
gone
man, so we can call
through?
it what it is.
Have I gone through my February with people? I don't think I've told everyone about the horror
Not
show
since
that
you've been
my
back.
February has been. So
Yeah.
something happened before the Luka trade that I'll share with people eventually, but it's been challenging. Luka trade happens. Go through the whole week, all the bad Luka news. My Kansas City Chiefs lose. That is what it is.
Yeah.
It's the third Super Bowl. But that night, I get norovirus, which my kid had, and I had Nashville hot chicken earlier that day. So I was dying for like 24 hours.
No.
Then I get into a car accident.
That was after.
That was after. No, that might have been before. That was, you're right. That was before. That was the Saturday before the Super Bowl. I get into a car accident.
Really?
Then I have to go deal with the thing, which I'll share with people a little bit later. But then I had to come back from where I was because my entire household contracted the flu. And so I had to come back and help my wife because she was physically unable to deal with all. And so then we got the Luka stuff. So I'm just like, I need to get through February because my February has been bleak. There's been the only, I mean, I'm still alive. I still mostly have my health. So it's not like I'm not the world won't end, but it's been like at a certain point, it's like, can we stop? And so that's why, like, I'm really glad no other Mavericks have been hurt because, like, I keep waiting for something like deeply horrible to happen to the Mavericks to just totally nail in the coffin this year.
I mean, but we know what it is, and we've been waiting on it for like a month now. AD's not coming back, and we know AD's not coming back. And Lively's not coming back until right before the playoffs. And at that point, every pertinent game that we would need to have won to get into the playoffs will have already been played. Even if we make it to the play-in, we're not winning those games because we have one ball handler and teams are going to double the hell out of Kyrie. The season is over. This is everything that's happening now. All the defense win championships, all the win now, all the 3-year window. That doesn't matter. Everything that's happening is for next year and the year after that. That is what all of this is for. The season is over. It's a dud. It's been a dud pretty much since Jimmy Butler infected the entire team, but it's definitely over now.
Can I read Jason Kidd's pregame quote? I missed this.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd, according to Mike Curtis, Dallas Morning News, Jason Kidd said he hasn't talked to Luka since they exchanged texts a few weeks ago. He was asked what was important to share when he finally does. This is Jason Kidd. This is a quote. That he keeps smiling. When he's smiling, he's in a great place. He's having fun. It's good to see that he's smiling here as of late. Just understanding that the business of basketball can be shocking. It was shocking to the world, but you have to move forward. You have a job to do, and that's play basketball at a high level, and he can do that.
Did you see the other Kid quote? I think this is the one that would actually make you blow up because it's the one that
read it to me.
Off. Okay, let me find it because this is the one that ticked me off too because I was like, okay, yeah, this just confirms what we all knew and kind of feared. Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh yeah, Jason Kidd. This I'm reading this from Grant. Jason Kidd mentioned about Luka Doncic. Understand that he's gonna be one of the best players in the world, and the Lakers are fortunate to have him. Now, if you'll take note of where I put the emphasis on gonna be, when talking about a dude that drugged the team to the finals and has finished like top 3, 4 in MVP voting, at least top 5 in like 4 of the last 5 years, and his consensus like one of the 3 best players in the league, but he's like that lets you know, like, yeah, this didn't get done without his say-so, or at the very least, he was aware. This whole thing, like he was in on it.
I'm going to use a 20-year-old reference here.
Oh boy, let's get musty.
Jason Kidd, Nico Harris. They're the security guard in season 5 of The Wire. When who was Marlo? Marlo steals something from the corner store, and the security guard tries to confront him, and Marlo looks at him and he goes, "You want it to be one way," because the security guard at that point, before he realized who Marlo was, thought that he had the authority over Marlo, thought he could get him to do what he wanted. And Marlo looks at him and says, "You want it to be one way." And the security guard realized he'd fucked up. And he goes, "It's not like that, man. It's not like that." It's more or less what he kept saying because he realized he was in too deep. Marlo says, "You want it to be one way, but it's the other way."
Yes, sir. It's the other way, man.
It's the other way.
Yeah. Yeah. Every new thing or quasi new thing I learn about this trade just makes me more and more irate. And it's just like, it's funny because like now I don't even like emote about it unless I'm like a really bad like late night spiral just scroll in. But yeah, no, it's just kind of like irrevocably changed like just how I watch all of this, and that sucks.
I mean, I you know, that these Jason Kidd quotes have me feeling like the Joker in the Batman and the Dark Knight, where it's like he's like blowing shit up and because I'm just like it feels like we're like it feels is this is what girls mean when they feel like they're gaslit.
Yeah, he's standing in front of us in a nurse costume, smelling like smoke and C4, and just looking at me and looking at us like, "What do you mean? What's wrong? What's the problem?"
This is what gaslighting is.
Yeah.
What an existence.
Yeah.
Brian, thanks so much. We'll talk soon, okay?
Brother.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Matt, friend of the program, long time. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Kurt? Man, you've had a fun February, huh?
I got my health. I can't touch my toes. Car accidents suck. Don't recommend those.
Hey,
But I'm okay.
I don't know if it was your fault, but I've dealt with that. It was not fun. So yeah.
It was an old guy hit nearly T-boned me at an intersection. So bad luck. Just bad luck.
Yeah, it was not fun. So I just have two things. One non-basketball, like just the Luka stuff, and one I think you guys know me enough. I'm more of a Luka fan that became diehard Mavs. I was Robbie kind of stole my thunder with the kid quote, but I mean I'm reading the Stein article. I think you said it right with the Wire quote. That was awesome. But I mean, are they just clueless? I don't know. I just read Stein and it went drove me crazy today where he's talking that they were trading him this summer no matter what, and they just made the damn finals. They just did all this
it's
I don't know.
I have a friend. There's a guy young. His name's Jared Dubin. He writes on NBA Twitter. He has his own Substack. He's a really smart guy. And he's also the most literal person I've ever known. I can't have an argument with him because he's just dead set in his ways. He's implaceable. He likes to use a phrase called a solution in search of a problem. So what I mean by, I think this applies to the Mavericks situation where they determined that Luka was not going to change. So they found a solution for a problem that really wasn't a problem. They decided to move him without ever doing any real work or diligence or trying to change the paradigm. I don't know that for a fact, but all that reporting just it stinks of it to me.
Can I ask you one more question too?
Of course
I'm not
you can.
trying to be okay. I'm not trying to say this. I'm from Maryland. The Wizards are horrible. I've never really had a basketball team. Do you think they have found this realization this year when he came out of shape, or was it last year? I know this. Crazy.
I think they had it. I think they had it before they traded for Kyrie.
I was gonna say because I mean I'm not trying to say this. The difference between of course it's the Lakers, so he's gonna get that pop. But the difference between last year and this year, just this is Saturday's game. I'm not trying to be Saturday's game. Luka played a okay game for him. He was awesome, but the NBA people acted like it was it was Michael Jordan dipped with LeBron. It was just crazy. And he did this for us all year. And
right, that was actually not a very good Luka game. I was really amused by that.
No, and then they're acting do you think this was last? I'm almost Jesus. All these stupid conspiracy theories we have. I'm you know what I mean? Sorry, I'm rambling here.
No.
It's just I really think I'm not trying to say it. That might have been the best non-MVP season last year. Remember he didn't get any pop. We were on here. I remember being on your show almost every night saying, "What the hell? How is he not getting any MVP?"
His numbers were better than Jokic.
Yeah. It's just crazy. And then the basketball point I have. I don't hate the Mavs. I still listen to you guys every night. I watch every game. But
we appreciate that, man.
I mean, I see the bigs and I see it helping. But look at Kyrie tonight. It was just him. How are you going to play these teams where they pack it in the paint? And other than Kyrie, you have to do shot creation. I just don't. I think they're tough as shit. I think they're great. But, I mean, I don't know. I just don't see where they can take that next step. And I like them versus Oklahoma City better than a couple other teams. I know that sounds funny because I think they have their number. But
well, that's why I'm so locked into this KD thing being real. I have no idea if it really is. I hear things and I get told things. And Kevin Durant is the equivalent of Doug the dog and Up, where he's just squirrel. Where he'll change his mind between now and then. But I just I see the basketball fit because it's Kyrie can't do this. AD can't do this, but can Kyrie, AD, and KD do this? From a moving past the Luka point of it, I look at it and I go, yeah, probably can.
Would you be okay with paying Kyrie?
I mean, he has an absolute gun to the Mavericks' head.
No, that's what it's just hilarious. He's gonna have I'm not being where he came from 2 years ago to now. I love Kyrie. I'm not hating.
Yeah, sure.
It's just,
No, but he's got ultimate leverage, and the Mavericks are one of the few. Like they're like the only team. Like it's kind of a suicide pact. Like they can pay him, he can't really go anywhere else. It's wild.
and can I ask you one more quick question? Just so I
Of
have
course you can, man.
Okay, so we've seen what the Mavericks have done and everything, and you saw the reflection from the players tonight, and you saw how much they love. How crazy do you think April 9th is going to be? Like, do you think they're going to like of everything they're doing, everything they're talking about, like how they've acted? Like, I mean,
It's a
I'm not
great
trying to.
question, and I think it really depends on how the Mavericks do up until then. So there's been some chatter during our conversation here about the Mavericks in the play-in in the comment section, and I hold the opinion, I've said this, I don't see the Mavericks slipping below 10th because the Suns are a mess.
No, I
But if
don't
the
either.
Mavericks need a win and the Lakers are still fighting for something important, let's say they're fighting for home court,
Yeah.
then that game has juice. There have to be stakes outside of the drama to really make this game matter. Like this game mattered tonight. Yes, Luka and the Mavericks playing is interesting. It is
No,
a
it
homecoming
matters for
is,
both-
but it
matters for
matters
both
to
teams.
the standings.
Well, also, I almost want to throw like what happens if Mavericks just suck for 2 weeks? Like, I'm not trying to say they are, but like, what happens if they do? Wouldn't that be almost worse? Because wouldn't the vitriol for the fans be I just can't even imagine like either way. Like if that
I
game
mean, you bet
matters,
your ass. If this team absolutely sinks,
oh my God.
I am going to put forth so I'm an editor of our website. I dictate our coverage in the sense of I ask people if they want to write stuff. If this goes to hell, Mavs Moneyball will have a Fire Nico campaign. I'm just going to be a full-fledged bag of dicks about this. I don't care. You've already I've talked about this a little bit. It's my own personal life shit, but this has really fucked me and my son's ability to connect on basketball, and I take that personally because his best player, his favorite player moved on, and he doesn't want to watch basketball with me anymore. Like that makes me angry. Nico did that to me, so fuck these people. Is my anger.
No,
I'm not an impartial person. I don't go to games for a reason. I don't ask for press credentials. I don't claim to be anything other than what I am, which is a person who has internet access. That's all.
No, this is why it's so good having all this because it's just and it's just it's just funny like the difference in 2 weeks. Like I'm not trying to bring it up again, but I'm from Maryland and nobody give a crap about Luka till last year, like making the finals.
But didn't you start? So you're a great test case for this, Matt. Didn't you see it? Like lots of people talked about it. It permeated the culture.
Okay, so my mom is a basketball. Like my sister's actually going to University of Georgia for basketball. Like she's a big time basketball putt. So I've been on the AAU circuit. Like I've seen a lot of people. Like
sure.
I'm not big. After the Luka trade, I got 50. I mean, I'm not trying to sound this. I got 100 calls from people like,
sure.
What the F are they doing? And
right.
And they're basketball people too. Like they're not. And I'm not being. She played for Kevin Durant's AAU team.
No, but I know what you mean. Like it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
And then I'm not trying to say. Did you see the Jumpman commercial today?
Oh, I won't watch it. It hurts me, man. Like I get upset.
Oh my god. I'm not trying to be. I got sent that 50 times today, and I'm like, are you? All my exes live in. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, oh my god. It's just crazy. Like I said, and I'm not trying to be. I sat here and I'm like, you know what I mean. I became a Mavs fan. I love you guys. I listened to you every night. It's hard because you want to cheer against Nico and Kid, but then you see everybody. It's just. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no, I will cheer for the players and be mad at the management.
Exactly. So, well, I'll see you, Kurt. I took a lot of your time. I'll call in some more. Thanks for everything.
Be good. Talk soon, Matt. Killer close to the podcast. There, it's a little before 1 a.m. I'm gonna get my stuff up and go to bed. I don't know when the Mavericks play again because nothing. When do they play again? I should just know this. They now sit in the 9th seed. That's fun. Hornets, and the Hornets have had a. Let's go look. The Hornets have had a bad go of things. They won. Oh my God, they lost to Portland 141-88. Then they lost to Sacramento 130-88. That's bleak. Good gracious. So the Mavericks should win that game. So we'll see. Everybody be good. We'll be back then. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. See you guys when the Mavericks play the Hornets on Thursday. Go Mavs.